So, last video, which you should totally go watch if you haven't yet, I said I would maybe do a deep dive on the main Ginny and Georgia characters to give my opinions on them, but I slightly changed my mind because I have a few other video ideas I'm working on. But I still wanted to give you all my opinion, like just a shorter opinion than what I originally intended. So yeah, instead of calling it a deep dive, you know, it's gonna be pretty shallow. A shallow dive. So yeah, starting off with the Millers, or the Randolphs, or whatever you want to call them now. We have Georgia, an icon. I can honestly ramble on and on and on and on and on about how much I love Georgia. Like, she's been through it, so I feel like us as viewers, we can't help but want her to succeed. So yes, I will forgive, and yes, I will willingly overlook the BS. I think it was Zion. I forget who he was talking to. I'll try to find the scene, but he describes Georgia, you know, he says,
but she's the kind of crazy you want to fight on your side.
And yeah, that basically sums it all up for me. Like, she's a true ride or die. Whether it's in her maternal, platonic, or romantic relationships, when she loves someone, she will have their back. She will go to hell and back for the people that she loves, and that's just fire. Like, she's great. However, you know, she can be extreme. And yeah, of course she can be extreme because she kills people, but you know, sometimes I feel like she does stuff that she doesn't actually need to do. The biggest thing being killing Tom, Cynthia's husband. Like, girl, why? Like, actually, like, why? He already had one foot in the grave. Like, honestly, he probably would have died of natural causes by the end of the week, the way he was looking. Like, come on. It was so unnecessary. And, you know, she traumatized her kid with that. I mean, she doesn't know that, but, you know, her kid was there and he saw her do that. So, yeah, I can't give her a 10 out of 10 for that one point. But it was clearly for plot because it was so unnecessary. Like, why? Yeah, Georgia, 9 out of 10. Now, Ginny, you know, overall, I have to say I dislike Ginny. Like, I'm sorry, I can't really vibe with Ginny. She's annoying. Yeah, she just complains about everything and everyone, especially her mom. Like, she'll be the first person to find faults in people, but she forgets that she isn't perfect at all. Like, you know what I mean? She expects people to be mind readers and know when she's feeling down or like going through stuff, but she doesn't have that same energy with them. So like, why would they have it with you? I mean, yeah, to be fair, she does improve in the second half of season 2, but that's still one whole season and a half of her being annoying. So yeah, Ginny, 6 out of 10. Now, Austin, young MVP, young GOAT. I love Austin, and I love how he's like super badass, but when you remember that he's a little boy, his behavior is actually crazy. Like, it's worrying because he will choose violence to resolve issues. Well, I'm using that word loosely. To resolve issues. And that's something, you know, his mom is inadvertently encouraging. Like, she probably doesn't realize, you know, the whole what do we do to bees thing is not good parenting. Especially since kids, you know, they don't really get a grasp on what good and bad, you know, right and wrong truly means until a certain age. Like, kids are actually little psychopaths. Like, do people not understand that? So yeah, Georgia needs to relax in the ways that she's teaching Austin. And now my boy really gonna be traumatized because I mean, the end of season 3 was just sad, you know, like Austin like running after the car and he's like, but I didn't tell anyone, like, oh. But yeah, I feel like Austin, there's 2 paths for him. Well, it's the same path. He'll probably like either enter like a rebel phase, like rebel era, or you know, begin acting out, all of that, or he'll be like a sad boy. And I feel like Paul, you know, because he's gonna be like the guardian now, will get him the help and assistance that he needs because Paul is good like that. But yeah, I can't really blame Austin for his behavior because he's a child. So yeah, Austin, he still gets 11 out of 10. Come on, he's the best boy. Moving on to the Baker twins. Starting off with the most annoying one, Maxine. Maxine, annoying and problematic. And I could honestly leave it at that. Would anyone be mad if I left it at Maxine is annoying and problematic? Am I lying? No, I'm not lying, okay? So yeah, I'll expand on my points though. I think she's a terrible friend and that she's the type of person that will spill all your secrets if... Your secrets? If you fall out with her. And you know, she does that high school clownery stuff, like when Abby had the whole, like she put up a whole banner for her birthday, and then Max goes, she tears it down. Ugh. Or Abby again pulls up to Max's house for Thanksgiving, like they have this little tradition, and she pulls up with cookies. Where the hell did I get cookies from? Pizza rolls, pizza bagels, pizza somethings, right? She pulls up with that, and then instead of just saying to Abby, "Oh, I still haven't forgiven you, please leave," she completely flames her, and then tells her to leave. Or there was that one time when you know Ginny missed school for like a week, and then she eventually pulls back up to the school, and she walks past the crusty little friend group, and then Max is like to Hunter, "Oh, act like I said something funny," or "act like you said something like that, right?" And then when Ginny's walking by, she fake laughs super loudly, like, "Yo, embarrassing." To the people who are bullies or were bullies, what? It's so embarrassing. The crazy part about Max, is like, she knows she's being mean. She knows she's being downright horrible. But she swears it's okay because she was wrong first. "Oh, they did it to me first. I'm really the victim. Blah, blah, blah." But like, really, that makes her annoying, problematic, and childish. So Maxine, 3 out of 10. You might think that's super low, but 3 out of 10. I don't care. Now, Marcus, I thought he was gonna be like, "Oh, Skater Boy. Hey, yo, Alexa, play Skater Boy." But, like typical Wattpad bad boy, I thought that's who he was gonna be. But he actually surprised me. Like, Marcus, he isn't afraid to be emotionally vulnerable. And I like that, he pressed Ginny and eventually got answers after he stumbled on her essaying, And especially since, Ginny, she was trying to change the subject, and then when that didn't work, she like roasted him so he would leave, but he still pressed her until she told him about it. I really think he was like the first step to Ginny's road to recovery. So and personally, I think he's better as a friend than a boyfriend to Ginny. I know some of you'll ship Marcus and Ginny, like, whoa, blah, blah. But if they stay friends and they never get back together, I wouldn't be mad. So yeah, Marcus, solid character, 8 out of 10. Finishing things off with the love interests, Georgia's love interests, obviously. We have Zion, and I'm really gonna be mainly focusing on adult Zion. The only thing I have to say about young Zion is like, bro, you were really fine with your parents taking custody of your kid. Like, I get, him and Georgia were young, but bro. But yeah, whatever, that was in the past. Adult Zion, his introduction when he's introduced to the story, oh my gosh, he pulls up and instantly makes an impact on the plot and the story. Like, so much so that I almost forgot all about Joe. I'm not gonna lie, I almost forgot about Joe, and I wasn't even mad when Zion tried to get back with Georgia. Like, I was actually down with it. Like, I would have been completely fine if they did get back together. And it's just too bad that he pulled up. He's like, "Oh yeah, I kind of want you back." He does a whole speech, sleeps with her, blah blah blah, and then still leaves. That was trash, bro. Zion, that was trash. I hope you know that was trash. So yeah, that had me hot, but honestly, it's okay. I don't hate him for it. His reasons were understandable and honestly pretty selfless. Like, it wasn't selfish. Like, he basically saw how Georgia was like, fitting into this little town, and he was like, "Yeah, you can just stay there." But it's like, bro, you could have just stayed with her. It's not by force to live in a big city. But whatever, water under the bridge, right? So he's a great dad, and I really love how he offers a safe space, not only to Ginny, but to Austin too. And he basically treats Austin like his own son, and I love that. I just love it. So yeah, Zion, 9 out of 10. Now, Paul. It's kind of crazy because Paul is a good guy, right? It's not like I can say anything truly negative about him. Like, he's just bland and boring. Like, for Georgia, he's really, 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 really bland and boring. That's what I can say, though. Like, I mean, for some people, bland and boring, they're completely fine with it, but it's Georgia. Like, I don't know. And Paul, like, if I was to compare Paul to something, it would be like a carpet or like a rug or whatever, something people can walk all over, because that's what Georgia does. You know, she walks all over him. He'll give her like good advice regarding her kids or just regular general advice, right? And she'll completely ignore him, brush him off, and she'll be like, nah, I've got this, you know, I always know what to do, I've always taken care of myself and I've been fine, blah blah blah, you know. And it's like, bro, it's embarrassing, because, and I can't mess with Paul like that, because the way their relationship started, you know, she wasn't even messing with him at first. She just saw him as an easy come up because he's the mayor, and she knew she could get him because she looks the way she looks, you know. She's let me not crush on Georgia too hard, but you know what I mean. I will give him points for being a great stepdad. I just know he's gonna be like a great guardian. I don't know how long Georgia's gonna be out of the way, but I hope she's kind of out of the way, not super long, but so we can see Paul as like a father figure, like how he does as a dad. Because I know he's gonna snap. I'm not gonna lie, I know he's gonna snap. I know he's gonna be a great dad, you know. I loved it when, you know, he tried to enforce or like start having house rules, you know, when Ginny was just being Ginny. And I like that, you know, he thought that Justin should actually be in that 504 plan. So I'm editing, I just wanted to add this tiny little section to say, I don't know why I said Justin instead of Austin, like what is going on, embarrassing. Anyway, moving on, back to the video. Just Justin, huh? Paul, he's boring, but you know, he has a lot of potential to bust up in season 3. So yeah, Paul, 7 out of 10. Probably 8 out of 10 plus in season 3. I can see it. Best for last, Joe, the ultimate guy for Georgia. I already talked about the sunglasses and milkshake in the last video, so I'm not gonna focus on that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my last video. Go watch my whatever. So Joe is the reason Georgia is in Wellsbury. Would she actually know about the place without him? That really means that he made enough of an impact on her. And think about the impact, because they met once basically, and she made that much of an impact on him that she moved to that town on her. Wait, she made enough of an impact. Wait, he made enough of what? He made enough of it. What? Guys, I'm struggling. It's almost the end of the video, but I'm struggling. Deep breath. He made enough of an impact on her that she moved to that town. I've got it. At first, Joe also has, you know, the carpet / rug vibes that Paul has, you know, where he lets Georgia do whatever, like when she fixes the school lunch thingy using you know, Joe's farm, and she basically tells him like on the spot type beat, or like she forces she gets him to hire Ginny, basically all that stuff, right? But the difference between him and Paul in that is that if Joe wanted to stand up to Georgia, he actually would, and he could, and he does eventually. Like I just think that at first he thought maybe like that would get him some points, but clearly it didn't. So I'm glad that he ended up pressing her about all her little mind games. And another thing, since I compared Joe and Paul, it's only fair that I compare Joe and Zion, right? So Zion thinks he knows Georgia best, and you know, I kind of agree, but at the same time, he doesn't know her best. He just you know, he knew her the longest. That's really what it is. I feel like Joe can actually see past her like, oh, I'm a boss babe facade, you know, and he can see that she's actually vulnerable, and he still vibes with her even with all that. Like, and to me that's more impressive than, oh, I knew her the longest, bro. Like, because it's like, I'll try to put up a scene so you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, he notices stuff that I'll try to put up a scene, because I have a scene in mind. I'll just put up that scene so you'll get what I mean.
You look so good.
But yeah, I honestly believe that he's the perfect match for her. So I really hope they're endgame. Netflix, are they gonna be endgame or what? Are they gonna be endgame or what? Let me know.
Georgia?
Oh. Don't play with me. Anyway, Joe, infinity out of 10. Infinity out of 10. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. All of that. Please subscribe because I need clout. Hello. I'm really gonna keep that I still want clout hello outro. Yep. I don't care. I'm keeping it. So yeah. Okay, bye.